What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to We Teach AI Art. My name is Orange is AI, and in this video we're going to create photorealistic art using Midjourney, similar to this, and like this. Let's dive right into it. All right, so first things first, we want to open up ChatGPT. Everything that we're going to be doing today can be done in the free version, and I want to really just kind of iron it out. Like let's be very clear. Let's educate ourselves. What is photorealistic art? I wanted to be very clear, like in terms of just educating yourself and knowing what some of these terms are, what it is, before we kind of just start creating. Photorealistic art is a genre of painting and drawing that aims to create images that closely resemble high-resolution photographs. Artists working in this style use techniques such as meticulous detail, precise shading, and accurate color representation to achieve a lifelike appearance. I think in the first sentence it kind of answers my question in terms of educating everyone of what photorealistic art is. Photorealistic art is a genre of painting and drawing that aims to create images that closely resemble high-resolution photographs. All right, so first things first, we want to go ahead and go to Midjourney. First things first, we're going to just talk about the subscriptions here. Everything we're doing, you could do in the $10 plan here. There's a $30 plan that's really great. I currently have the $60 plan. This kind of really just works out for me. If you guys want to just simply just test it out, using the $10 plan is not that much different. The only thing is you can't use the editor. So first things first is, what I always love to do is when I'm creating images, I always want to go to the Explore page and just kind of get some inspiration. So you go to the Explore page. This is what we would consider photorealistic. This is what we'll consider photorealistic. Images that look very similar to like they were actually taken, like they were actually created. A lot of people back in the day, painted the images, they drew it digitally, but now we're creating some AI art. We're just simply typing it in a prompt. So let's say I wanted to kind of just take some inspiration of this image here. The reason why we have ChatGPT is we're going to actually ask it to help us create a variant of this image. So right here we have ethereal woman in avant-garde dress dissolving into a swarm of butterflies, moments of transformation, soft backlit, high fashion, photography, surreal composition. So I'm gonna click select text. Here we have like image inspirations that she used. These are really dope to be able to like really craft the color that you're looking for. So we're gonna bypass all of that, and we're going to go ahead and copy that. We're going to go into our settings, and we're going to kind of predetermine what image we, what aspect ratio we want, image size. Do we want it to be portrait? I'm going to say portrait. Stylization, we're going to bring that up to like 200. Weirdness, 100. Variety, 5. I could tell you like definitions of what each one does. If you hover over the question mark, it gives you a good idea of what each one does, so that way, just in case you wanted to go ahead and like be like, okay, well, what does variety mean? You can always just select it and it'll give you what these mean and be able to kind of like further make it specific to what you're looking for. So just wanted to kind of like just go over that, so that way if you guys want to dive a little deeper, you can. We're not going to go over it. We're going to just keep things pretty standard, but I just wanted to kind of go over it just in case you wanted to be creative in there. So we're going to say ethereal woman in avant-garde, and I want to show you guys how different, even though I copied the same prompt, how different the output is going to be. So let's keep this in mind. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna copy that so that way we always have that listed here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and create some earlier stuff. So take a look at what we got here. Ethereal woman in avant-garde. Not sure why it's not coming up. It looks like it's still. Let's go ahead and refresh it. Okay, there we go. All right, so very different looking images as you see. So we start here, and keep in mind, this is because of the kind of inspiration images she used here, but we can use the same prompt and get a different result, and we can make it more specific to what we're looking for. I really like this right here. This is really cool. This is really cool. And this is what you call photorealistic art. You can get inspiration from the Explore page, or you can simply go to ChatGPT and ask them for prompt ideas. So let's come up with the idea that we're looking for. I'm really into, like, for some reason, putting older people in certain scenarios. So let's do this. An elderly Asian man wearing sunglasses, sitting at the park. Oh, you know what? We have to tell ChatGPT what we wanted to do. So let me go ahead and close that out. So let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT what we wanted to do. So we're gonna create a whole nother thing here. I want you to create a Midjourney prompt inspired by this. And blah, blah, blah. Okay, perfect. So we're asking them to create a Midjourney prompt. This is something that I could simply just put in myself, but with ChatGPT, it gets just that much more detailed. A wise elderly Asian man wearing stylish sunglasses sitting peacefully on a wooden park bench. He is dressed in a traditional yet modern outfit, exuding wisdom and serenity. The park is bathed in warm golden sunlight with lush green trees. So the amount of description that it does is second to none. So even down to ultra detailed cinematic lighting, 8K, and photorealistic. So we're gonna go ahead and copy that. Not gonna add the quotation marks, just the prompts. And we're gonna go into our bar here. We're gonna let's go ahead and make this just a square image, just so we have a good amount of length. I think I'm gonna get the stylization. We're gonna bring that down to 100, and just for full transparency, stylization influences how strongly the Midjourney aesthetic is applied. Low stylization values produces images that closely match the prompt but are less artistic. High stylization values create images that are very artistic but less connected to the prompt. So we're gonna keep that at 100. I want to keep everything else the same. I'm gonna make that standard. Let's see what standard is. Raw mode replaces the default aesthetic of some Midjourney model versions. Using it, it can help you create more photorealistic and cinematic scenes. So let's go ahead and do raw mode. And of course, we're in the latest version, 6.1. So yeah, and I also, because I have Midjourney, the $60 version, I get to do my thing in turbo and stealth, so nobody sees my stuff. So all right, so we're gonna go ahead, select that. I'm gonna see what we come up with. And we have four images that are of a wise elderly man with sunglasses sitting peacefully on a wooden park bench. Based off of whatever you are looking for, you can do so many different things. You can kind of rerun the entire prompt again, so that way it gives you 4 more images. You can pick one particular image and be like, you know what, I really like this. Let me kind of make a modification or another version of this, and let me make sure that it's subtle or strong, and we're gonna see what that looks like. Make images similar to this one with slight changes. Subtle makes minor changes. Strong makes broader changes. So let's see what strong does. We have upscale. This is more of a high quality image. We have remix. You could build upon this image by creating similar ones with a new or updated prompt. So let's say we wanted to select subtle. And let's say we wanted to remove his glasses. This is to make modifications to it. Now it's using this as an inspiration, so it may not necessarily work in terms of using it, taking away the image, because it's asking me to remix what's here, but I just removed it. I'm going to change the aspect ratio, and I'm going to make it landscape 3:2. And I'm going to change it standard. So this is like building upon the image that we already have, but let's not get lost on things, because right before that, we just simply reran the 4 images. What the heck is this? And it gives us 4 new images. This is pretty cool, but I think I like this the most. So 4 new images. And this right here is the subtle changes. This is the subtle variation. It kind of lets you know as well. So this was a variation, and we should be able to tell from our original image. Okay, so that was a variation of this. That was a variation of this prompt here. And we got this. We got, you know, looking in the same direction, and very kind of just a similar aesthetic. So same thing here. This was a variation, and I actually put no glass. I didn't put no glasses. That's something you could do, is put no glasses, so that way it doesn't have glasses. And it seems like he did, but it seems like it was because it was an inspiration of this original image. So just some ideas of what can be done. So, you know, photorealistic images, getting some ideas from ChatGPT. So many creative things that we could do. So let's kind of like keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see what we want to do. Let's see, we want to do something like this. Okay. 3 Asian women portrait photography for skincare. Using these images as inspiration. As you see, you could kind of tell like what kind of complexion that they're looking for, but also the type of pose. It's not exact, but it's just inspiration. So let's go ahead and keep going here into our Explore tab. Love this for the blur, the translucent, long exposure. That's what it is. Okay, so we're gonna copy that prompt inside Midjourney here. I'm gonna ask Midjourney to create 10 variations of this prompt using different people of different ethnicities and cultural backgrounds. Very diverse over here. All right, and I just pasted the prompt right inside here, using it as inspiration. You know, it's remixing, it's building on top of things. So 10 variations is going to give me 10 different prompts. Long exposure of a group of wise Native American elders, close-knit of Latin American friends, Japanese, Middle Eastern, joyful Caribbean community elders, indigenous Maori. So many different things that you can do in regards to using ChatGPT and really expounding on your creativity. You know, use it as a tool. So I could simply just put that right here in the prompt, and let's go ahead and make that landscape. we're going to bring it all the way out to 16 by 9. We're gonna hit raw, and we're going to allow that to go. And we're gonna actually do that with multiple ones. Let's go ahead and close this window out. We're gonna do that with multiple ones. So let's do it for one. What I love about Midjourney is I can just create a bunch at once. Don't have to wait. That's more so, I guess, using the plan that I have. So if you are serious about using Midjourney and creating AI art, kind of upgrading would definitely do you well. And one thing I love about this as well is the fact that like my settings can stay the same. You know, you used to have to kind of put a code in terms of just the aspect ratio 3:2. That's when it was in, you know, Discord. So right here, all of my settings save, and all I have to do is simply just put in the prompt. So we're gonna kind of create a couple more, and we'll see what we got here. And again, just because you're creating, you know, stuff and it's coming out, you know, really fast doesn't mean it's going to come out, you know, excellent. You know, so it doesn't even necessarily come out the exact way that the prompts that I use for inspiration, you know, came out with. So just look at how different, you know, some of these images are, you know, all photorealistic, you know. Super dope. This is really fresh. I like this. Love this, love this. Love this. Love this as well. So it's so many different things, and keep in mind, you know, you can always modify what things look like, you know. So let's say we wanted to let's modify this just a little bit. Let's go use text. We're gonna just copy it. We're gonna put it inside ChatGPT. Long exposure image of a close-knit group of elderly Latin friends. So let's say when a long exposure image of a elderly Latin American man, because it seems like a lot of the images were women. So and I'm gonna just say reminiscent laughter on a building street, glowing neon lights. So it seems like with this one, kind of, you know, really changed the prompt up a little bit. So we're gonna bring it just a little bit more closer to home. And I'm just using ChatGPT as an editor. I'm not gonna ask it to do anything else. I'm gonna just simply put that inside here. I have a Mac. I'm using Command C for copy and Command V for paste. So a lot of times with Midjourney and a lot of the different programs, using one person in the image works just maybe a little bit better than sometimes using multiple. As you see, it's kind of like, you know, it's hit or miss. I mean, I think this is incredible. This is dope. This is pretty good, but once you get into the details, it's like, okay, what's going on? But when you're using images where it's just one person, I think I really, really like it. So let's actually create, let's go ahead and create this again. But I want to create it with some that didn't really work too well. So I didn't like this one so much. So let's say we want to use the text and I want to actually bring it a little bit more long exposure image of a joyful, let's say joyful elderly man. In a neon lit marketplace with neon accents, foggy translucent background. Okay, perfect. So what we're doing is we're kind of changing, modifying the prompts, because you know it's ChatGPT, it's AI. They don't know what's the best. We know what's the best. And even like just the framing of the photo, it being a horizontal photo may kind of modify the prompt. So right now you kind of get like more of a kind of specific to one person type of look, and I already see that I like this a whole lot better than trying to bring in multiple images and being able to get that long exposure look that I'm looking for. So let's do this with one more prompt. Let's do it with the Native American prompts, and we're just going to simply just create, instead of a group of wise Native American, let's put a wise Native American elder. Let's just say in an urban setting, their face full of laughter and history, glowing city background. Okay. All right. So we're gonna just use that. And the reason why I want to do the horizontal is because I want you know, a good video for the want a good video for the thumbnail for YouTube. But okay, so here we go. Really good look. So you see the differences between being able to just prompt for many different people and just one person. So let's go ahead and create, let's go ahead and change the orientation of the photo here. Just wanted to see, just out of curiosity, if it would be different if we were to make it a portrait. So we're gonna keep the exact same prompt. I just selected use text to be able to copy that exact same prompt. And we're gonna do everything except for the image is gonna be in portrait mode. Love it, love it, love it. So portrait mode definitely does its thing. Let me kind of show you guys another trick. It's in portrait mode now, but if I wanted to kind of go a little further and do a little editing, I can zoom out here. That's going to, as you see, it's a little tighter. Zoom out is going to allow me to be able to see more of the building behind them. It's the generative AI that's going to kind of recreate that scene. Give it a little bit more people in the background. Let's see what we got. This looks a little bit more natural. Kind of show you also too what else we can do. Okay, we can go into the editor here, and let's say we wanted to change the aspect ratio, left side, right side. We can go ahead and submit this, and then we have more of a landscape photo, and it comes up with 4 versions of that. So that way we can choose which 4 we are looking for. So one thing I noticed is with Midjourney, and this is just a tip, when you're using, when you really want to focus on one person, doing portrait mode, meaning the more of a portrait photo like this, is going to work best instead of prompting for this to be landscape. So if you keep it portrait here and you simply just go into your editor and change it afterwards, then you get a little bit of a better portrait and kind of background blend, because now it's like the Midjourney has a little something to go off on. So let's see how that looks, see if my theory and hypothesis is correct, and I think it is. So a lot of the images that we created, maybe just keeping it in its portrait state. And granted, you know, like if you want to get the whole scene of a bodega and everything like that in there, and that's most important, then definitely do that. But when it comes to the specific image, it seemed to be a little rough around the edges. It seems like it's a little bit better to just simply prompt the person, and then prompt the background afterwards. So that was my tutorial on creating photorealistic art. Threw some tips, threw some tricks in there. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. I am going to be super excited to hear what videos you want me to create next. So please comment below. Let me know what you think. You already know. Peace.